Good morning, it's Owen from Planar Heaters here. We've got a VWT 5.1 in today for an under-seat heater install. I'm just going to show you some of the bits and pieces through this install as we go, and that can be combined together with my underslung video, and between the two of them you'll be able to do most installs then. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here we are in the cab of VWT 5.1. We're going to be putting the heater under here. You'll notice in this one there's the seat sensor, which basically tells you when the seat belt's done up. We'll be unplugging that at the plug here. Just remember when you put the seat back in to plug it back in. To get the seat out, there's two 13mm head bolts at the front, nuts at the front, and two 13mm ones at the back. There are some just 1 year or 2 years that had a Torx bit, but we don't see too many of those. Here we are underneath the T5.1. This is the tray where the heater would go if it was mounted underslung. As you can see, this one, we just picked it up and it's got a big hole in it. This is very common, and if it's got a hole like this, then it would be absolutely not suitable for underslung mounting. You'd need a new cover on there, otherwise the heater is definitely going to get exposed to damage. On this one, the one on the other side is broken and completely missing as well. You can see the fuel tank down there. We'll do a bit of a video on how to get that down shortly. Okay, so here we are. The hole is now drilled in the floor. That can now be waterproofed and painted as required. And see, we've straddled the grommet hole there, which you can use if you need to put any cables up and down, although the turret plate has a hole in as well. When you're drilling these, there is a double section, double thickness, where it welds to the chassis from just beyond this way outboard towards the step, so just watch for that. But if you get that at that point, you can also take out, there's an earth bolt which is just here. If you take that out as well with this hole saw, it makes it easier because you don't have to cut it out afterwards. That will then make the turret plate fit flat on there, and then you can seal around it underneath with some sealant to make sure it's all gas tight. And what we often do is cut the grommet to the same size, put that back in, so it's got that oval on it, and then push it back in from underneath, and that will keep everything sealed. All the gases are outside then, and then you've got no risk of any gases coming inside the van from the heater running. VWT5 tank removal. Basically we have to get into here to remove the filler neck. So what we'll do is undo this screw here, and then we can take the cover off. So we've undone the screw now, and then this we'll just pull out, and then there is a 10mm bolt inside there, and that removes the filler then. So on these, there's various types of under tray on the tank side, but for this particular one it's in 3 sections. We need to remove this one and this back one along here to be able to get at the bolts for the tank straps here. They're up behind there. So we'll remove that and then we'll show you again. Right, now we can get at all the bolts. So you need a 13mm head socket on the 3 tank straps, up there and up there. And we're using a transmission jack to hold it, but if you're doing this on the floor, you can put a piece of wood on the tank, and you can use a trolley jack and then just lower it down, and then swing the tank out past the sill, and you can access the sender unit then. Okay, so we lowered the tank, and now you can lower it a bit further and swing it out around underneath the sill so that you can then get out the sender unit here and fit the tube into there. That's the best way of doing it. So all you'll need to do is remove these clips. They have a little thing that pushes in, and then these clips come off. This can be removed with a screwdriver to just lift the tag on it, and then you unscrew the top. Good trick for getting these off is using a piece of wood against there and then bang the piece of wood with a hammer and it'll spin it round and undo. Then you can take the sender out, and we have a separate video on fitting the tube into the sender. So as per my other video for the underslung version, everything is installed in exactly the same place. Our exhaust is the same. It comes out of the hole that's provided by Volkswagen. When the tray goes back on, that will come up to here and it'll close it off. Silencer mounted there solidly to the chassis. The reason for this is that we've had a few where they got ripped off when they were secured on the aluminium trim out here. Fuel pump in the same place with a bit of an up angle, and then we get uphill all the way to the heater, which is up in that hole. It still needs the turret plate sealing to the floor, but otherwise it's all complete. Makes a nice neat job of it, and everything is installed as per the manual then. So I think it makes quite a neat installation, and it will all fit behind the plastic tray.